Hello everybody and welcome to my background video. And hey look, a new thing has arrived on my desktop. City Skylines, yeah. So I hope you guys did see the first episode, but I am doing a series on City Skyline and I'm already enjoying it. I've recorded 3 episodes so far, so you would have only seen the one, and I've got 2 that are ready to come out, and I'm enjoying it. But what I think I might do as well is I might start a second world to just play about and do stuff off camera, just mess about with things, test things out, see what comes to mind. I think that'd be a bit of fun for me. But what else? Oh yeah, Wimbledon. Tennis has always been that one type of sport for me that I can watch and enjoy. Like, I'm not a big fan of football or American football or rugby or golf. I don't know. Is golf a sport? Is it really? Who knows? But tennis has always been one where I can watch, and when things like Wimbledon are on, which is the England Open tournament, I get really invested in it. Like, massively. Every year for the past, since about 2008, I think it was about 2008, so about 6-7, yeah, I'd say 6 or 7 years, something like that I've been watching Wimbledon, and I've always watched it from day one because I've never had a job during those times, so I've always been unemployed. I've had nothing better to do, so I've just watched Wimbledon, and I get really invested. I watch it and I cheer on for certain players and I predict outcomes and things like that. But this year was different because I've got a job. I've had no time to just sit and watch for a day's worth of tennis, and that feels really strange to me. For those of you who don't know, Wimbledon is a 2-week tournament. It's always the last week in June, the first week in July that it plays through. And it's always really exciting, as providing, of course, you're actually into tennis, you understand the rules. Although, to be fair, when I first started watching it, didn't understand any of the rules, and I picked it up after about half a game. I understood what was going on. It's not that difficult of a game to understand. But the way it works is it's always a 2-week thing. They'll play for 2 weeks, and it's always on one day you get people playing, then they'll have a break, and then they'll play on the next day. So if you've got a particular player that you're watching, you only see them every other day, because obviously they need rest. They're athletes, and these people I will actually call athletes. Footballers are not athletes. Okay, I'll point that out, and I'm happy for people to be angry at me for saying so, but footballers are not athletes in the same way that tennis players are. You see, a few years ago, there was a tennis match that lasted about 3 days, because that's how it works. It just kept going through a tiebreaker, just over and over again, and they had to stop the game for the day and continue it the next, and they did it again. So I think it lasted 3 days, not 3 like consecutive days, but over the 3 days of one of the tournaments was taken up by this long match, and I'm pretty sure it's the longest game of tennis ever. And to me, that is athleticism. Being able to play for that amount of time non-stop. I mean, let's put footballers as the example into perspective for this. They play, 1 game a week? They play for 90 minutes, and that's providing that they're not taken off halfway through for someone else to substitute them. Not only that, but there's also 11 people on those teams. So even if you are out on the pitch for football, you're not doing all of the work. Your team are putting in the work too. That's for 90 minutes a week. I know you train a lot, sure, but so do tennis players. Everyone trains for their job and for their sport and stuff like that. But when you're actually playing it, you don't play for 3 days, and you're not the only one doing anything exhausting. So to me, when I put it into that perspective, you know, a tennis player, an ordinary tennis match, just an ordinary one, not one that lasts for 3 days, but an ordinary tennis match can last 3 hours. That's 3 hours. That's twice the amount of time as footballers are on a pitch. And these tennis players are doing all the work. They're the ones who are doing everything. You know, in a football match, you'll have a defender. If your team's doing well and they've pushed the ball all the way up, and the strikers and midfielders are in control of the ball, your defender's just sitting there doing nothing. He's not exerting any energy by standing there watching. Sure, he's thinking about what he could be doing and what happens when it comes. Sure, obviously, I'm not going to dispute that they're not good, and they are athletes, but they're not athletic in the same way. I've gone on a bit of a rant about footballers. Oh well, that's what happens with these videos. I just go on one of those tangents. That's fine. But yeah, the Wimbledon finals today, and if you haven't seen it and you want to watch it, then I shan't spoil it for you. But it was a good game. GG, as they say. But no, it was very close for a while. For a long while, it was very close. But yeah, it was exciting stuff, and it just the main point of this is it feels weird to me to not be so invested in something that for 7 years I've been so invested in. And it's only Wimbledon I'm invested in, because obviously there's a lot of Grand Slams. There's 4 Grand Slams, which are the 4 big tennis tournaments. Wimbledon is the only one that I watch. I've seen a bit of the French Open, but not really too interested. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So that's my rant on footballers not being athletes. They are athletes, but not in the same way as tennis players are. And my love for tennis. Yeah. Awesome. So there we go. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and I will catch you for the next one. Goodbye.